All right, you guys, here we go. I've been looking forward to this stream since we did this stream last week. As a matter of fact, I this cold or whatever the hell I got hanging on to me here, it's kicking my ass today, and I almost didn't stream. And it's like, fuck that. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna let the fact that I got a little cold or the fact that I sound like really weird because of said cold stop me from at least enjoying the stream for a little while. I like these streams where we just hang out and chat. Hey Wolverine, Leslie, Jilson, Lobsters here. Yeah, this just picks up my whole day. I really do enjoy doing this. So again, this streams are entirely up to you guys. You can ask me anything. I'll answer it. May not like the answer. May horrify or shock you. May make you unsubscribe, but I will answer. And you're welcome to bring up anything you want to bring up, whatever you want to talk about. Wow, Connor says I'm shocked at proper notification. I would be too. It's got to be accidental. I can't imagine YouTube did it on purpose. Hi Dot, and Corinthians here too. Notification for you too, Jill. Wow, Jeff. Holy crap! What the hell happened with the notifications? YouTube's having an aneurysm or something. Actually, sending some out. Hey, you know what? I was since this is talk about anything stream. Have you guys been? And I don't know if this is the kind of news that makes it overseas or not. So my European crew here can tell me. Have you guys been hearing about the dildo attacks at the WNBA games? For those who don't know, WNBA is women's professional basketball, and over the last what is it week or so, week maybe two, they they've been throwing dildos out on the court. That's I. Oh, Tangy hasn't set up. Sorry, guys. It is now. You're set. Sorry about that, Wolverine. um, I laugh at it. You know, it's stupid. And once it was funny. I guess I shouldn't be laughing now that it's been four times. It still just cracks me up though. Jesus Christ. Now, they first they were green. I don't know what the significance of the color is. Maybe somebody who's more of an expert in dildos can tell me. Um, but first they were green dildos, and now this latest one was purple. They just get chucked out onto the floor during the game. I guess some cryptocurrency crew was taking responsibility for it. They were doing it basically to pump up. It's a dildo and pump up their crypto coin. Exactly. Jeff says, how do they defend against green dildos? I don't know. What do you do in that situation? You got to put your all defense team out on the court. I saw that too, Joe. Joe says ref was pointing at it and was like, "Oh hell, nah, I ain't picking that up." It Doc says that's awesome. Crypto guys will do anything to steal as much money as possible. Ain't that the truth, Doc? That's for goddamn sure. Connor says, "Oh, Curtis, are you going to any Notre Dame or crazy things this year?" And I only paid attention to WNBA because Clark, I got her jersey. Did I tried the WNBA. I have on a couple of occasions, even before the whole Clark and Angel Reese thing. It's just it's boring to me. Just, nothing against the women playing. They're talented ball players and all, but the game moves too fast. It just seems to plod along without the athleticism of the guys, and the spectacular dunks and all that stuff. It doesn't do it for me. I'll watch the women in college, but college sports are entirely different to me because when you have that, I know it's old school, but when you have that extra impetus of you're playing for your school and the kids are all charged up and everything, it makes it different. Hey, Dizzy Rabbit. Yeah, it's happened a few times. I think we're up to at least four that I know of. Like I said, they were all green dildos, and now we went purple. I don't know which is more valuable. Which is the more desirable hit, the green dildo or the purple? I didn't even know Christy Nome shot her own dog. I heard something about that, Jill. I don't know the
Wolverine
details on that story, but I had
did
heard
you join
something
the
about that.
Guild in Cyrodiil? And if so, how far did you get? I am
Our
re-enlisting
boy
because I had
Volcano
to
Head.
restart the remaster. Got a little too high and lost memory of my progress in game.
Got a little too high.
Fuck
Got
the
scumed
Nords
up.
of Skyrim.
The Fighters Guild.
I must admit my heart and soul belong to the arena, where I can cheer the Grand Champions
Champion.
to victory every day. But if I were to join the Fighters Guild, I'm sure I'd get as far as their front door before tripping over my own goblin-shaped
feet.
Fear not, for I'll always be there to cheer you on, even if I don't quite make the cut myself. And as for those Nords, perhaps a nice cliff diving trip would change their perspective.
Well, you know a thing or two about cliff diving. Chrome says she shot her own dog who had rabies, if I remember. Oh, is that what it was? It was rabbits, so she had to put it down? There's actually a betting pool on the next color throne, Corinthians says. Oh, shit. Oh, that'd be too easy to... Oh, man. You know, if that's legit, you know they're going to get hit with more of them then. Because somebody's going to put a bunch of money on it, get out there to a WNBA game, and sling their desired color out onto the court. Chrome says, so guess whose office Spider-Man was riding on top of a tank outside of? I have no idea. I don't even have a good guess for that. Jill says, but will that be a feature on NBA 2K26? If it's not, I'll be disappointed. You can, you can be a dildo fan in NBA 2K26. They showed it to the new South Park episode. She shot a lot of puppies. I'd have to look more into that, Joe. I did hear something about that. Chrome says it was. She had heard it was a rabid dog, which we've had to do that. We've had, I mean, going way back in the day, because I told you I grew up out in the country, and we would have barn cats. You know, they weren't really pets. We had barns, and they would come make themselves at home there. You don't scatter them; it gives them a place to live. But it wasn't uncommon for them to become rabid, and that's a horrible way to die with rabies. So we would put them down ourselves. Just like I say, it was more merciful. That's a terrible way to go for them. Doc says it's even worse when the president has a meme coin and practically makes theft legal for himself. Yeah, this whole meme coin thing's, well, yeah, it's not something I ever got interested in or would invest in. You're right. I'd rather have the president don't even get involved in cryptocurrency. Oh, your office. Really? That's kind of cool. They're filming for the new Spider-Man film in Glasgow. Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool, Chrome. Chrome got it up close and personal with Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Pig, does whatever a Spider-Pig does. Yeah, she was in the ICE organization, you know, where Mr. Mackey joined from the trailer. Oh, okay. I got to watch that one. Shit, I got to set... That first episode was hilarious of the new season. So I do want to watch the next one and post it. I got to watch that. I got to set time aside to do that. Hey, Arkwinder. Doom says I had to throw away a Spider-Man shirt that got a hole close to the armpit area. Yeah, I've had... Well, you guys know me. If there's one thing I collect, because I haven't been collecting the Pops much anymore, the one thing I collect is my T-shirts. And it's funny that when you buy them from the same place, same retailer, some will be really good quality. I have some of these T-shirts I've had for years, and they're still fine. And then others, you get 2-3 wears out of them, and like you say, you get wear holes. It's not like you know, the giant dinosaur dog clipped it with a nail or something. It's just a worn out hole, not even at a seam. The consistency of quality is not there. Oh, is there? Jill says there's a lot of leaked photos of the new Spider-Man movie. They just roll with it. I haven't been to a Uniqlo in ages, Chrome. She says, I saw Uniqlo started doing a line of one-piece T-shirts. I think there's an Ace and Luffy one. When I lived in New York, when I get down to the city, there was a Uniqlo down there. And I always went in. And The last couple times we've been to Disney World, we didn't get to Disney Springs, and that's the other place I have a Uniqlo. But you know where I do get my t-shirts now is Primark. Primark has a great t-shirt selection. But yes, Uniqlo, I got a bunch of different anime shirts there over the years. But Primark, I don't know if you how many of you guys have access to a Primark store, but they the prices on the t-shirts are great too. This one came from Primark, $7. It, can't beat them. And I love guys know me. I love these goofy shirts. Hey Jiggy, thanks for the super chat, pal. And Jiggy says, "Hey Curtis, for my team's Danganronpa fan game, we're looking for insight from people who play the games. I know it wasn't your cup of tea. What do you think would have kept you engaged?" Oh, it's simple for me, Jiggy. It had to move faster. There was just the reason I quit playing. And now I I hesitate you to put too much weight into why I quit. I just want to preface this because I don't want to be responsible for screwing up you guys' plans on your game. I readily admit I got some sort of issue now. I've told you guys I can't play chess anymore, can't play Hold'em anymore because I cannot play things that move slowly. So with Danganronpa, it was cool. I liked the concept, but when we had it, what really pointed it out was we had that one mystery where the person ends up dead. It's been a while now since I played it, but they end up dead in that bathroom or wherever it was. And immediately I saw the answer to who had done it was written upside down and backwards. Well, for whatever reason, probably because my mind's fucked up, like if you give me a word, I can repeat it back to you backwards immediately. I can see things frontwards and backwards. I don't know why my mind works that way. Probably explains a lot. So immediately I picked it up. I knew who it was. And then the game just dragged down into me having to go have all these long-winded conversations where people were giving me hints and clues about how to figure out who the killer was. It's like, I fucking know who the killer was. It was written on the goddamn wall. I don't want to have these conversations anymore. And I couldn't take it. But again, that impatience is a lot just me. So that's how I would have kept engaged. If there was a way for me to have gotten around all those conversations, if there was an avenue that, okay, when you felt like you knew who killed them, you could move on, that would have kept me engaged. Because I would have kept going. Chrome says Primark is, they may not be the highest quality, but I'll tell you, the Primark shirts for me have held up better than some of the ones I spend more money on. That, like you say, that you can tell just when you pick them up. They're not heavy duty stuff, but I've had worse. Kaiser says Burger King has Naruto as a promo over here. Do they? Wow, Burger King and Naruto. That's a good combination because I like Burger King and I like Naruto. Disney Rabbit said, "I feel exactly the same about Danganronpa. I like the game, but 90% of the game is just conversation that I don't want to listen to." Well, there you go, Jiggy. So maybe it isn't just me. I mean, if it's something that you guys want to take into consideration, all, but that's what did it for me. I couldn't take that, and I wouldn't have even minded so much if the conversations weren't so long. It's like we're having this long drawn out conversation, and I already know the answer. I already know who killed him. Primark in the US might be different, Chrome. Like I say, they're not top quality, but I've had worse. Jill says, "Remember the Moon Woke Up series?" Yeah, I really wanted to order their shirts, but I haven't decided yet. That Moon Woke Up series is good. Well, of course, for those of you who haven't been able to be in for our reaction video streams, the gang's been posting them in there. That I like it just because that moon woke up. It keeps you on edge the whole time. The whole time you're watching it, you just feel a little creeped out, and I like that. HD, thanks for the super chat, my friend. And HD says, "If you had one wish, no matter how insane, what would it be?" That's an excellent question. One wish. Um, See, I'm fortunate that personally, I'm very happy. I don't have anything I would want to change in my personal life or my personal relationships. Okay, this is gonna sound really, I won't say bad, but really base or really shallow. It would probably be for a significant amount of money. But the reason I say that is there are so many members of my family and people close to me that I could make a big difference for if I had money, and so many more things I could do, like for Nene and stuff. I mean, obviously, we keep her comfortable. If I had exorbitant amounts of money, I could keep her extra comfortable. So as shallow as that may be, it would probably be just, what would it be? Give me $10 million. It'd be something like that. $1 trillion, right, Doc? I mean, I could lie to you guys and make up something that sounds very noble and will set me apart as one of the caring elite, but no, it would be for big bunches of money. Let's see. Jill says, "Did you see the Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad? Not sure why people got riled up on that. Because people are always looking for a reason to get riled up, Jill. It's rage sells. Everybody's looking for a reason to get outraged. Sydney Sweeney has good genes. We get it. It's a bad pun. It's a take on the fact that she's wearing their jeans and she's gorgeous. Well, then it's pushing um, white nationalism and blah, blah, because she's blonde haired. What? It's not that she's blonde haired, blue eyed. There's lots of blonde haired, blue eyed women out there. She's gorgeous. You could have done the exact same ad with a gorgeous woman of color and made the same statement, and nobody would have cared. Because that's all they're saying. If you're that gorgeous, you have good GENES, and you're wearing good JEANS. But again, it was an opportunity for people to get their fifis hurt. If a game, Kaiser says, if a game is very dialogue driven, the dialogue either needs to be interesting, fun, or not too long. I agree with that. Fate Grand Order story drags on at points for me at times. Right. I think in any, I agree with Kaiser. If you're going to be dialogue driven, and you're not necessarily going to, comedy isn't your forte. If you're not going to keep it peppered with really good jokes, interesting jokes, then brevity is your friend. Move this. Well, it's the same when I was writing screenplays. That's how I first got interested in the entertainment business, was writing screenplays. That's what they pound into you. Move the story along. When you're writing, whether it's action or dialogue, but when you're writing, always be moving your plot along and do it with brevity. Don't don't overdrive points home. And I think that's the same for a video game like that. Doc says if she was ugly, they wouldn't care. Yeah, I mean, it's asinine. I don't care whose feelings get hurt by it. It's asinine to get upset over that. It was a silly little play on words. She's gorgeous, so she has good genes. Again, take any gorgeous woman, or dude for that matter. Take some gorgeous guy and put him in a pair of American Eagles and say, so and so has good genes. That's all the marketing angle was. Baldora says, "Do you prefer Netflix or Crunchyroll for your anime?" Oh, it doesn't matter to me. With me, I'm looking for the anime first, and then just if it's, couldn't even tell you. To be honest with you, if I search for whatever, watch XYZ anime, and it was on Netflix and Crunchyroll, I'd probably just click on whichever one came up first in the search results. It doesn't matter to me. Brandon Rogers is probably going to make a parody of it. Dimitri says that would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah, South Park has got to get on that. South Park has got to get on the whole Sydney Sweeney has good genes things, and the dildos in the WNBA games. I mean, come on, South Park. That is, I know right now they're working on political stuff, but those are both just too sweet to not tackle. She also stated that she didn't care either, Jill says. Yeah, I don't even buy their brand of hair. It's not very comfy. Jill says, "Yeah, I don't. I have jeans, but I'm not a big jeans person. Well, it's just because I played sports my whole life. I think I just always got in the habit of wearing just like athletic pants. Because even now that I'm older, I don't get to play as often as I used to. But hell, for years when I was younger, my vehicle, I always had sports equipment in the trunk. I really did. I had baseball bats, gloves, footballs, basketballs. So if anything came up, if I was out and about and there was an opportunity to play something, I was going to play.
Toilet store.
He's so good. I've loved him in everything I've ever seen him in. You think so? Jill says I'm betting on South Park 100%. Yeah. As for South Park or Family Guy, yeah, I would think South Park's got to jump on that. I would think it's too obvious. Even if I know they're doing a recurring theme now that's more political, but they always have subplots going on in the episodes. Both of those things got to be a subplot. Sydney Sweeney and the WNBA dildos. And you know what just occurred to me? As I said, and the WNBA dildos. That sounds like it's one of their team names. I play for the dildos of the WNBA. The big purple dildos. This rabbit said, I'm just listening to you talk about random topics in the background while I work on putting Halo 3 maps into a VR game. Oh, that's kind of cool. WNBA dildos. That'd be a good team, HD. Come on. If the WNBA were to embrace that and embrace dildos, and they have like expansion, if they name one of their team dildos, I would so root for that team. I would actually watch the WNBA then, just so I could root for the dildos. That's like when they've gotten upset. So many sports teams have had to change their names because they were insensitive or whatever. You know, they don't. Where Brax went to high school, they were the Braves forever. Kathy Hochul made them change their name. She's the governor of New York. She's an asshole. She's a piece of shit. And the local, because we have a local Native American community there, they were, when it was brought to them and their leaders, they're like, no, it's cool. It's the Braves. It's not, it's not demeaning. We were Braves. But Hochul was like, no, you will be PC. So all these teams had to change their names. And I got thinking, if some team called themselves the Cincinnati Crackers or the Cincinnati Honkies or something, I would think that was freaking awesome. I don't do getting offended right, apparently, because I would root like hell for them. How could they show that team on TV? I don't know. Come on. Dildos aren't a bad thing. They give a lot of people a lot of pleasure and release. Alex, thanks for the super chat, my friend. And Alex says, hey, Curtis, I've mowed grass plenty of times. So that's just kind of weird because that's what I'm doing right after we're done here. So I have to ask, which type of pesky lawn weed do you dislike the most? For me, it's personally, it's funny, Alex. If I knew more about lawn care, I probably wouldn't have the issues. It's funny you bring this up. The issues that I do with mowing my lawn, because I know nothing about it. And where we live now, this house we have, there are like 2 or 3, you can tell it's different types of grass. And I don't know why. I don't know how that happens. I don't know, what they did when they built the house. Was built in like 2012, I think. What they did when they built the house, how they seeded it or anything. But if I knew anything about lawn care, other than I take mower and make shorter. That's all I know. I could probably manage it all better. But I dislike all the weeds. Oh, and our HOA here, the homeowners association we have here. Oh yeah, if your weeds aren't done just so, they come giving you shit. Well, fortunately they're not stupid enough to come to our doors and give a shit. But yeah, I wish I knew more about it, Alex. I can't answer your question because I know shit about lawn care. Like I say, I take my mower, I set the level and go boom. Curtis go vroom. That's it. Jill says my ass is grass. Kaiser says, here's a question, Curtis. How do you distinguish between friendly piss takes, ribbing, and flat-out mockery insults being a dick? It's typically a consider the source type thing, Kaiser, I found. Um, Usually you can tell by who's saying it, you know. For me, if I wasn't sure, but I like a good fight, I would ask directly. I'd say, "Are you fucking around with me, or are you talking shit?" Because that's gonna have a great impact on what happens next. I would just ask, but typically you just consider the source. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look fun. I take mower and make shorter. Sound like funny caveman. Yeah. When it comes to lawn care, I'm totally a caveman. I don't know shit about it. I just know those blades on the mower go really fast and cut that shit down. Uh, Noberto says, just in case the worst does happen, evacuate all your content to Dailymotion, Vimeo, and Rumble. Why would I do that, Noberto? Well, are we looking for a YouTube apocalypse now or something? I don't know why I would move all the content there. People get offended way too easy nowadays, HD says. Oh, that's for goddamn sure. It's like people get weaker, like the recent internet BS is true. Wow, it's been for quite some time. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but you got for a lot of people, there's profit in being enraged or outraged. You know, those who have big social media followings and rage bait people. So if you can find something you can be upset about, you can convince enough lemmings to also be upset about it, and they can make some money. Yeah, Kaiser, be a grandpa to the weeds. Get off my lawn. YouTube is fine. Yeah, I don't know of any issues with YouTube. Maybe Noberto will expand. It could have been something happened that I didn't catch, but usually you guys know about it even quicker than me. But I don't see any reason to be packing anything up at YouTube right now. The thing I'm most concerned about is the credit card companies messing with Steam. I know a little bit about what's going on there, Rabbit. Yeah. The credit card companies. I don't know. It seems recently they like to flex more muscle than they actually possess. Now, because the credit card companies are selling a lot of different retailers or providers of content what they can and can't do to be able to do business with them. What I always root for in situations like that is, when it comes to things like that, nobody is too big to fail. You keep fucking around enough, piss enough people off it. Hey, if you get another bank coming in with their own credit card, and they're like, listen, we don't give a fuck. You spend your money on what you want to spend your money on, and we'll provide this credit card to you at rates similar to what you get from Visa or MasterCard. It takes you 3 seconds to cut up your credit card, and probably 1 minute to apply for the new one online. Keep pushing your luck, assholes. Yeah, they definitely have ramped it up over the last few months, Chrome. That's what I always root for. Don't get cocky, especially with credit cards. That's something fucking easy. Easy to get rid of. Again, you get somebody else to fill that space, some entrepreneurial company with a lot of money, and say, oh, we got our own credit card now. Here, move your balance over here. Transfer your balance here. We'll take care of you. Yeah. Get rid of those fuckers. Hey, brother. Good to see you, pal. SummerSlam weekend was wild here in New York. Oh, I'll bet. I thought SummerSlam was good this year. I enjoyed it. Oh, scroll up. Okay. No, I don't see anything else from Noberto, guys. I can't deal with. Scroll up. There's something about YouTube AI. Oh, you guys. New law will still be used because Oh, are you guys talking about the them using AI to detect what they believe are minors accessing their platform? Before I go into uh, explanation of why you shouldn't be worried about that, let me make sure that's what we're talking about. SummerSlam was 10 times better than WrestleMania this year. Matches were fun, especially the TLC, and the surprises for each night were great. Happy Brock is back. Fuck the SJW haters. Yeah, I was shocked when Brock came out. That was pretty cool. That surprised me. I didn't see that coming. And he immediately F5 Cena. Yeah. The way things are set up is genuinely not easy to replace. Oh no, it's not easy, and not easy at all. But Chrome, you know as well as I do, if there's a lot of money to be made, I mean, if it got extreme enough, if there was enough backlash against Visa and MasterCard and what they were limiting people to, some venture capitalists would take advantage of that. We're not to that stage yet. They'd have, but what my point is, I'd like to see them see a glowing hole they feel in the market, and oh yeah, it could be set up. People with money have ways of getting around all sorts of red tape. That is what he's talking about. It. Uh, yeah. Okay. Just so you guys know, everything. Well, things in general, and it's nobody's fault. Again, it just comes down to social media. The simplest things get blown up out of proportion. We've had conversation about YouTube guideline changes, TOS changes in the past that everybody thought were going to be apocalyptic and were nothing. I even made that video a couple of years ago because I was just I was so disappointed that Charlie got swept up into the hype of, I don't even remember which time it was, the hype over something that's a nothing burger. What's going on right now, guys, already exists. It's just done differently. YouTube has, for quite some time, had a system in place where they try and determine if somebody operating a YouTube account that's for as 18 and over is actually a minor. And if you fell into the parameters of suspicion, they would ask you to verify your age to keep that account. Nothing is changing except now they're going to use AI to try and determine. They believe that the AI is more accurate. We'll find that out. But it has never affected a large percentage of YouTubers,
Gooshman,
and it still won't.
I'm at the McDonald's with your order. The stuff that gets you up, where are you? We were supposed to hit up the strip club before I go back to New Mexico to sling dope.
But it's nothing to be worried about, guys. There's very little chance you're gonna get hit by it. And that is, and again, listen, I'll be the first to jump on YouTube when they do shit that's stupid, and they do it regularly. But sometimes they're doing stuff just to protect themselves. They just don't want. They're trying, because we have, especially in America, such a litigious society. What they're trying to prevent, and their lawyers are trying to prevent, is some kid pretending that he's over 18 accessing content. And again, it's YouTube. They already don't allow any extreme content anyway, but seeing something he shouldn't have, and mommy and daddy suing YouTube. Because in a normal world, something like that would get laughed right out of court, and they say, no, it's your kid. They were doing this under your roof. It's your job to monitor what your kid does, but courts would entertain it. So that's all that is. But now they're going to use AI, or at least be AI assisted in trying to determine who might be doing that. That's all. The huge majority of people are not going to notice any difference in YouTube. And worst case scenario, if they get it wrong and they think that, say, you're 25 and they think for whatever reason they think you're under 18. To me, it's like, I don't have an issue with verifying my age. I know people are concerned, well, it's just one more breach of your privacy. You don't have privacy. Do you have one of these? You don't have privacy. Joe says, did you get to use the trending sections a lot before YouTube removed it? I'm not sure what you mean, Joe. Do you mean did my content get to trending? Very rarely, and many many years ago, back before YouTube just just basically told this channel to fuck off. Oh, speaking of this channel, let me post today's video. Actually, I just played a game. You guys who were in the reaction video streams with me, we had that video about elf bowling, and it really piqued my curiosity. So I went and played elf bowling, and I am getting to be a grumpy old man because I actually rage quit elf bowling. That's fucking pathetic when you think about it, but it's pissing me off. Yeah, let me post that one. It's kind of a cute game. Fucking elf bowling. I did like mowing down elves with a bowling ball. We've seen some stuff in the videos you post that make us wonder how it's on here. Yeah, it looked fun. Stuff still was able to fly under the radar. Definitely.
How fucking dare you?
All right, that's fair, Volcano Head. Sorry, pal. Yeah, well, that's just the way I look at things like that. If we're worried about security or whoever knowing too much about us, verifying your age with YouTube would be way the fuck down on my list of things that I think would be encroaching too far. Come on. And I know all of you guys have said stuff around your electronic devices, whether it's your cell phone or your Alexa devices or whatever, and then you started getting ads that relate directly to those conversations. So, again, privacy ain't a thing anymore. Doc says, I doubt AI could do worse than YouTube already does. There's something to be said for that, too. And that one I look at, too, is, listen, there's no gain in that for YouTube to try and to unnecessarily try and hassle people about it. I guarantee you that's just something they do because their lawyers tell them they need to. They at least need to, in case of a lawsuit, or could even be pending lawsuits, who knows, they need to be able to go into court and say, no, we take precautions against such things. That's all that amounts to. It's just another step towards real ID online. Is going to lead to a China-style social credit score. I disagree, Chrome, that this is. Because like I say, this has been something that YouTube has already done. It's just they're using AI to do it. And this one is understandable. It's more of a tip to the hat to how afraid everybody is of getting sued at all times. If we had over here, if superfluous, silly, asinine lawsuits were treated like superfluous, silly, asinine lawsuits and just thrown out, we'd be much better off. But they aren't. Everything is entertained.
I don't even have internet on that thing. That's not a joke, by the way. I just take phone calls on this thing. I'm not saying Big Brother isn't watching. I'm just explaining the mobile phone thing.
No, I gotcha. Oh, well, we know, with every year that passes by now, Big Brother is more intimately associated with all of us. It's just part of life now. But you're right. There's no escaping it. There's no escape. It doesn't even... See, I look at it too. I'm so goddamn boring. I guess maybe that's one of the reasons I don't like the idea of having, of being infringed upon in my personal life. But they could listen to me all fucking day and all they're going to get is bored. I'm not doing anything illegal and I'm not doing anything interesting. Hell, the stuff that they could probably get me for the most, the stuff I say publicly to you guys, when you guys get me worked up about a topic here and I go on a rant or something, that would be, if I ever gave them fuel, they don't need to be spying on me. I'm saying it
also, yes,
right up
I
to
am
everybody's
worried
face.
YouTube AI might think I'm a child because I am childish as fuck online.
Me too.
They might think I'm 8 years old because mentally I am.
Oh, I'm childish as fuck too. The only thing I got going, the only advantage I have there, Big Green, is obviously I plaster this disgusting face all over my account. And they can look at that and they're going to go, damn, that ain't a kid. HD, thanks for the super chat, pal. And HD says, speaking of ads, Which one you saw on YouTube is the worst in your opinion? I despise the Temu ones. It's just heinous. Oh, I don't really see. I have the YouTube Premium, so I don't see the ads. And the only reason I have the premium is because you guys see I do the reaction videos, and I don't want the reaction videos to be full of ads because they put them mid video and stuff now, and it's just more. It's well worth the few bucks a month to have premium than it is to have to edit those out. Stupid smelly anonymity. Well, no, I'm in a unique situation that I don't have to have anonymity. I completely understand why people want to, but it does make things like that easier for me. Like there's no way they could ever suspect my. I might have even had to age verify. No, on YouTube I didn't. They could suspect any improprieties with age because, again, my creepy old face is all over the channel. So yeah, I can't really say HD. I haven't seen. I've had it for the last couple of years. I don't see any ads on YouTube. Alex says in response to my super chat, purse laying it is a succulent plant, mainly made of water, capable of spreading on lawns when mowed over. Can be killed with herbicides or pulling it out of the ground. I could even have that for all I know, Alex. I know nothing about again lawn care, but I know I've got at least 3 different types of grass in this yard, and it pisses me right off. I have to keep setting my mower to different heights because some of the grass is kind of fine and thin. And then you'll go into a different section of that same portion of the yard, and it's thicker than shit, and I got to raise it up more just to be able to cut it. But I don't know why. Oh, I left an N out in the title, did I? Jill says, so I booted up GTA Online for my PS5 last night. Rockstar now also implemented the age verification bullshit, despite my account. Really? I didn't know that. No shit. Huh. I haven't played GTA Online. See, I don't like to come out like I'm in favor of some of the things that these companies do. It's just that I do understand them.
YouTube
it's all
Premium,
about,
especially with the content you do. But
yeah.
I would rather put my boys inside a nutcracker.
Yeah. Trust me, Big Green. It's not something I do joyfully. That's one of those things that when it gets deducted from my account every month, I'm like, fuck. But yeah, with what I do, it would just be way too much of a pain in the ass to have ads all the time. So yeah, I have to keep that. GTA 6 is going to require ID as well, is it? See, again though, guys, you do have to understand a lot of that is lawyers. And not even necessarily lawyers. It's lawyers making them do it because they gotta be able to say they were doing the best they could to keep minors off their content.
Empire Jeff asked me.
And I think
voiceover guy.
I think it's just ridiculous. It should be up to the parents.
Everyone has to listen to the question and then listen to your response. Even
good question, Jeff.
Candy is trying to talk to the chat. But everyone is listening to you ramble on about something no one cares about. So anyway. How are you this fine day? The sky is very blue outside. I saw
I disagree, Chrome. I think it's been lawyers right from the start.
Far, far away. Notorious for its elongated monologues and slow-moving plot lines, your humble narrator resides. As Curtis Candy attempts to navigate the turbulent seas of Twitch chat, the epic voice
Twitch chat.
Oblivious.
Fuck Twitch.
Yet today, as the binary sons of Tatooine shine bright, your narrator finds themselves quite well. The Superman movie, a hero with flights of fancy and a cape of destiny.
Holy crap. These are usually the wordiest ones of all. and the thing of it is, Chrome, the way I look at that stuff too, I don't think these companies are going to put a lot of effort into something that really doesn't benefit them that much. Again, just like with YouTube and the age verification thing, Google's got our information. They don't need to put that into place to get anything more from us. I completely get why these companies, especially something like GTA 6, are putting the age verification in. You guys have seen it. There's lawsuits flying all the time because my kid experienced this online, and they shouldn't be able to put that online, and it gets entertained. If, as I've said, if courts actually threw out superfluous, silly lawsuits and deemed them as such, it would stop, but they never will. Some people get to cash in doing that stuff. It's ridiculous. Chrome says the UK government is getting ready to ban VPNs now. Our politicians have flat out stated it's just a crackdown. Well, you know how I feel about a lot of what's been going on in the UK, Chrome. I feel for you guys. I'd be losing my shit if that was me. I got to replay that one. Man, them kids, bro. No, that was well timed. That's a good one. Yep. But like I said, it's not. I'm not looking to defend anybody. It's just the facts. You got to be so. You got to be able to prove you're doing something to try and stop them. Because children shouldn't even be playing GTA anyway.
I say that knowing full well I beat up grandmas with a bat on GTA 3 after school. I'm just wondering how that's going to impact GTA Online. That was their cash cow for GTA 5.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, and I'm with you. I mean, Brax was allowed to play those games when he was little, but I knew he was playing them. And he would be told, okay, before he was allowed to do anything like that, first we had to have the conversation. I had to be comfortable that he understands the difference between video game violence and real world violence, which, of course, he did, and most kids will. And I told him, if you have any questions about anything you see, experience, all I ask you is come ask me about it. Don't ask your stupid friends at school. Don't ask some idiot on the internet. Ask the idiot that lives with you. But yes, there's lawsuits about that shit all the time because parents don't want a parent. And when little Timmy or little Mary gets exposed to something they feel uncomfortable with, it's immediately the fault of the person who posted it online for adults. Jill says, agreed. I mean, they already have my personal data and information for years now. They're going to verify everything again. Well, yeah. I don't think there's enough gain in it for any of these companies to put this in place if they didn't feel like they had to. Typically speaking, when these big companies, if they're going to put a major operation like that into place, it's to benefit them. Brother, he says, honestly, been listening to this conversation, I feel like there will be a loophole. When laws or rules are set in place, people will find ways to break them. Lawsuits will continue as always. Data is given as soon as you accept terms of use. Right. Oh, yeah, the lawsuits will continue. But all I'm saying, Brother E, is, it won't stop lawsuits. No, I don't believe that at all. But once it gets to court, then whoever it is, YouTube, Rockstar, whoever can say, listen, these are the things we put in place. We do our best to keep children away from content they shouldn't see.
Yeah, my parents knew what I was playing and they were okay with it.
Right.
And I turned out fine. Don't you fucking say anything, Curtis. Just say, yes, you turned out fine, Big Green.
You turned out fine, Big Green. What a fine upstand. Listen, dude, the problem is, if you're one of us. Any of you guys who consider yourselves one of us, and by that I mean our hardcore community, are any of us fine? Really? Come on, be honest. But yeah, I was the same way with Brax. It's like, okay, so it's some online violence. As long as you understand the difference between that and real world violence, who cares? It's funny. It's fun. True ID, that's their game. They want a Chinese-style social credit system. I just disagree, Chrome. In this, I'm not saying I disagree that they might want that. I disagree that this that age gating things is a part of that more master plan.
But can you please at least lie?
Oh, sure. I'll lie on behalf of you guys. If any of you guys ever get in trouble for any of the things that are said or done here, I'll lie on your behalf. It's like, oh shoot, I probably shouldn't have said that while we were streaming, huh? I'll lie my ass off for you guys. No, he never showed me anything that would make me think that he would have done that. That many bodies, really? No, I refuse to believe it.
Delete the VOD!
Well, yeah, get rid of the VOD, right. Chrome says the way they set up age gating is inconvenient. That's the point. It makes it easier for them to push a universal system. Like I said, we disagree on that, Chrome. That's all. Brother E says can't even go on a Disney trip without worrying to be sued or sue someone. Yeah, I hate how litigious our society is. And again, it's the courts that have done it to themselves because they entertain these. We've all seen it. The weird lawsuits that somehow end up getting paid off. You know, everybody talks about the coffee's too hot at McDonald's and shit like that. Anytime you start absolving people of any personal responsibility, you're opening yourself up to complete legal mayhem. And that ship sailed for our society ages ago. Our legal system is not big on personal responsibility. Excuse me. No way. I haven't seen that, Leslie. Leslie says, I keep getting ads about how you can now sue and get paid for video game addiction if you qualify. Wow. So who the hell's the target of that lawsuit? They're going to target a video game company for having an effective marketing campaign and got a lot of people wanting to play their game? Wow, I hadn't seen that. But it's perfectly indicative of what we're talking about. People, well, we all know everybody, look at social media. Everybody's out there on the prowl looking to make money the easiest way they can. Oof. Nacho says the coffee is funny because the original case was the real thing, and afterwards people kept trying to abuse it. Sure they do. Sure. AI bro and crypto bro, do ya? Yeah. I my total experience with crypto, it always looked like it just way too shady for me. But you guys probably remember when Dogecoin came out. Dogecoin got ridiculously huge. I'm like, these guys are gonna push this shit up for quite some time before it crashes. So I jumped through all the hoops, got the accounts I needed. I bought not a bunch, I don't have that much money. I bought some of it. I let it go up, and I said, I'm out, and that's the last I played. It went up higher. I came out too soon, but I didn't care. I made like, I think I made like $1,200, and I invested maybe 150. But you could see that was going to happen, and I've never touched crypto again since. Matt, thanks for the super chat. He doesn't have... Matt, if you meant to, because sometimes that'll happen. If you meant to post a comment on that, just post it later. You don't have to do another super chat. Just post it. I'll watch for it. But if you just meant to toss in $2, I appreciate it. Thank you. Right. Doc says the thing about crypto is that any money you make is money someone else lost. Yeah. Yep. It was just, that's what I mean. I appreciate it, Matt. If you just were just chipping in, I appreciate that a lot. But I know a lot of people, Jill, have in the past, they put in to post a super chat and just got the order wrong and ended up clicking it to go before they put in the before they put in the message. Can you imagine that? Now you can sue and get paid for video game addiction. Ah, shit. I mean, it just boggles my mind sometimes the things that people sue for, and our courts go ahead and honor. You know, that's a big part of the reason a lot of things are the way they are in our society. A lot of things that are not very palatable is because everybody has to be constantly aware of potential lawsuits. Right, Jeff? Anything can be addictive. 100%. That's why it cracks me up now when you got you got so many people, mostly conservatives, beating the drums about we've got to ban porn. Pornography is harming society, and too many young men especially are getting addicted to it and stuff. And that just makes me, there's so many addictive things in society. You got alcohol, you have tobacco, you have gambling, you have all sorts of things that are addictive. But as soon as somebody sees something addictive that they don't personally partake in, it needs to be banned. I just crypto is kind of powerballing that it's a tax on poor people, Doc says. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
So you're not going to buy my Speedy Hedgehog NFTs? You can have this red one wearing Gurren Lagann glasses, holding up the middle finger.
Now, wait a second. All right. Normally I would say no, but I didn't realize. And giving the finger? Let me see what I can sell to get enough cash for it. And dumb people, yeah. Yeah. Well, people, it is, well, Doc. People just get excited about the prospect of getting rich quick. Get rich quick schemes have been around forever. And that's what it is with crypto. I mean, I was fortunate, again, what I did, because it's like I knew damn well I wasn't getting rich. But it's like, it's worth this little bit of investment, because I think these idiots are going to keep pushing this up here for a while. And they did. And like I say, it's not like I was a genius and got out just the right time. It went even higher. If I had taken it out at the max, I'd have probably had closer to $2,000. But I was perfectly happy. I got my $1,200 and got the hell out. Jill says, have you ever been to Vrbo? Yes. And do you think it's different from Airbnb? Sure. Because Airbnbs, of course, Jill, you're staying with somebody in their home. And with Vrbo, you're renting the home. We're going to be renting from Vrbo a house down near Disney for Braxton's wedding in April. Because, family coming in from all over and everything.
All right, we'll talk after the stream. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm in on the ground floor of this NFT from Sonic. Ella says, do you have grandkids? I do. I have a number of them. Most of my grandkids are all up in New York. But yes, yeah, I have a bunch of grandkids. Did he? Doc says, my brother made 10K off Doge. Yeah, that Doge coin, if you jumped in on it when they first started with all the hype and just, as I said, dove in, bought some and got the hell out, you could make a nice chunk on that. Because that's when everybody was going nuts for it. Brother E says, apparently a fan is suing WWE because a small pyro landed on their shirt during Brock's return. LMAO, so stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. People just are looking for that next opportunity to try and cash in. It's just like content. We talk about that all the time. Especially for somebody, okay, there's a little bit of a following here at this channel already. If I was doing YouTube just to make money, I could be making way more money than I make now in total, even if you include everything that we do at the Goosh and the whole nine, just by making rage bait videos, because people are so easily manipulated with them. It wouldn't be hard at all to start making videos, again, because I have a little bit of an audience that would give it a pop to begin with. You could make videos that do 6 figures in views like that. It's easy to rage tweak people. That's not what I want to do, though. I do this because I love it. That wouldn't be fun to me. I like this conversation here. I like just hanging out with you guys and talking. I like making stupid videos about elf bowling. I love watching the stuff we watch together over at the Goosh. That's what I like doing. But if push ever came to shove, it's like, this is what I do. If, okay, they killed Patreon and they took away this, took away that, and it's like, oof, I can't even pay my bills. I'll make some rage bait videos. It's not hard. Yeah, be careful what you say on YouTube, Curtis. Mark may even turn and try suing you. Yeah. Steve says, hey, Curtis, doing an assignment for my criminology class. Want to get your opinion. An offender convicted of crimes against minors with a serious mental illness. What should be the punishment? Once you put against minors in there, you know, that's my trigger point. I don't give much of a fuck about his mental illness. I would say at a bare minimum, that mental illness then disqualifies him from being an active member of society anymore. And by that, I don't mean that you have to unalive him. In most cases, I would be for that. But you don't get a chance, in my world, you don't get a chance to victimize a minor a second time. We don't take the chance that they got better. They've been rehabilitated. You're done. Whatever system you want to employ, you're out of the general population for good. That would be my best answer.
Do you still sell wood chippers?
Wood chippers,
Sorry,
yeah,
off
there you go.
topic.
There you go. Yep, the wood chipper. Chrome 2, wood chipper, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Well, it was a mental illness. Well, that's too bad. Sucks for you that you have a mental illness, but nobody else should have to suffer at the hands of that, and especially not a child. So, when we got into more specifics, then I could give you my opinion on whether removing them from society meant removing them altogether. But yes, I at a minimum, you never will get it. You'll never have an opportunity to reoffend. Crow says, wood chippers are prescriptive, though. It helps, yes. Rex says, you said you were close with Jimmy Snuka, Superfly Snuka's family. Well, I just knew his son. I wrestled with his son as well. Have you ever met other known wrestlers, even if briefly or known people who knew? Oh, sure. I recall briefly seeing Hogan at Comic-Con. Sure, what happens, Rex, is, well, you know, a lot of the WWE guys, or the big-time guys, when their careers are over or on the downside, they work the indies. And when they work the indies, they come work with schlubs like me. So, yeah, I got to work with a lot of them and lots of guys who knew other guys. As big as the wrestling industry is, it's not, when you start going degrees of separation, there's not many. It's not hard to find, you know, whoever, Hulk Hogan, because he just passed. I've worked with probably at least a dozen guys who regularly worked with Hogan as well. So, sure, you hear a lot of stories and stuff. Deserves the Linda treatment from Evil Dead 2. Good call, Doc. Good call. Medicinal wood chipper, Chrome says. Did you check Chat GPT? It looks different now. Does it, Joe? I haven't been on it in a while. I've always been a writer at heart, so anything I do writing-wise, I do myself. Chat GPT I use for images to dial things up. Oh, you're right. It does look different. Oh, it's introducing GPT-5. That's why. Oh, no shit. No, I hadn't seen that till you just said that. Huh, cool. You get the best answer every time. At a time? Huh. Nope, I hadn't seen that. You're right, but yeah, I see they got a new version out. Yeah, it's out now. Yep, just saw it, Chrome.
I would never be a rage baiter. I prefer being a master.
Stop.
Debater.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's, if you want to do YouTube for money, well, let's be fair. You want to do YouTube for money and you do have interest in politics, you at least got to know the base of what you're talking about. That's the way to go. You guys know that. If Trump is the lightning rod of the world right now. If I make a video on this channel, I post a video right now, all I have to title it is Donald Trump is the greatest American president in history. Do you know how many views that's going to do with rage? You'd make a mint off that video. There's no question about it. And it's easy enough to, again, I followed politics my whole adult life. So it's easy enough for me to concoct an angle that I could speak to as proof as to why he's the greatest president ever. Do I believe it? Of course not. But you could get tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people in there screaming, just losing their minds that you would say such a thing. And every single one of them that's giving it a dislike and commenting what a scumbag you are is putting money in your pockets. Oh, Chrome's, hold on. Chrome's got a link for me. Something about the t-shirt collection. What's this one? Come on, load up X. Oh, wow. Whole bunch of Sonic stuff. Our Sonic Racing Cross Worlds gear. Cool. Yeah, there's our boy Robotnik. Yeah. Rex says, another question. You talk about being a writer for years. As someone who plans on writing a book, what tips do you have for writing, whether it be for writing books or scripts, etc.? Actually, we touched on that. It's something it took me a long time to learn, Rex. Brevity. It's so easy to, in any of your writing, because and again, this is from experience. I used to do it. I was way too wordy. Way too fucking wordy. If anytime you're writing fiction, make sure your writing is always moving the plot along and do it efficiently. It sounds obvious, but it's so easy once you get swept up into the writing that you want to make sure that you've driven each and every point home for the reader, and you don't have to do that. And sometimes leaving things a little questionable to be solved later is actually, or to be ferreted out later, is a good thing. But that would be my number one, just because I had issues with it. I had to constantly remind myself, brevity, brevity, brevity. YouTube hides the dislike number. That's so childish. I still think YouTube did that because what were those year-end review videos YouTube was doing that were getting
this
so
does look pretty good.
smashed with?
Shill.
Shill. you knew Hal wasn't going to let that go by. That's the those videos they were putting out that were getting all those dislikes. I still think that had a lot to do with it. Jeff says, teach me to read. YouTube Rewind. Thanks, Doc. Yeah, I still think those YouTube Rewind, because wasn't the last Rewind they did, wasn't that the most disliked video ever? I thought it had taken the top spot. Steve says, let's say that person had a severe case of schizophrenia or something of that nature, and our psychiatric techniques advance to the point where we get 100% of the illness. Should they be let go? No, because 100% is impossible to determine, Steve. When you're dealing with somebody's mind, it's impossible, 100% impossible to say that you can guarantee that person will never reoffend. I refuse to believe that. So no, I don't believe they should be let go. And I got this, well, of course, you guys know Nene, the main concern she has is her seizure activity. So she's seen a number of different neurologists, some that are renowned neurologists, and one of them told us once, and he said, with all the advances we made, and he said, and there's been many, he said, we understand a lot more about the brain. However, there is way more that we don't understand than we do. And this was coming from a guy who's the source. And he said he doesn't know if in our lifetimes we'll ever completely be able to understand everything about the brain and how it works, to be able to map the brain. So based on that, I don't believe anybody could ever say 100% this person will not reoffend. And for me, once you victimize a child, it's one striking out. That's it. And also, as I said, maybe not wood chipper, but not given any opportunity to be in a position to reoffend. YouTube probably did it after seeing how many dislikes they got on YouTube Rewind. That's what I'm thinking, Gabriel. That's it, and it didn't that come out shortly after that, right? After that whole fiasco is when they stopped showing us the number of dislikes. Chrome says the more we learn about the brain, the more we realize we don't know. Yeah. Similar is happening with space research. It turns out what we know about the Big Bang might be wrong. Sure. And I think most aerospace geeks would tell you the same thing. You know, with something like the beginning of everything, you make your best guesses and assumptions with what you do know, but you're always learning more. What did he say? Hold on, what did Patrick say that time? Burnt brain cell. Jill says you can still see the dislike counts. There's lots of programs out there. And the thing that's funny about dislike counts, Jill, people will get their panties in a bunch. Well, I can see YouTube getting their panties in a bunch for it. But for a regular content creator, to the YouTube algorithm, a dislike still just counts as interaction. It's a good thing.
Sorry, I dislike the stream. I thought it said dis I like.
That's pretty good, actually. This I like. Yeah. Doc says, speaking of books, I'm super excited for you to get back into The Way of the Kings. Oh, yeah, that'll probably be later in the month, but yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. That will absolutely be fun. Chrome says, we've thought the rate of expansion in the universe has always been constant. Well, apparently that might be wrong, meaning our age for the universe is way off. Huh. Either massively older or younger. That's interesting. Yeah, if there's not consistency in the expansion, yeah. Oh, that stuff fascinates me. The conversation quickly goes over my head, over my pay grade, but I'm fascinated by that, by all things space and how everything began. Gabriel says, in November 2021 is when they did it. To quote, discourage harassment and reduce responsibility of dislike attacks. But as long as YouTube, to me anyway, as somebody who creates on YouTube, if they kept the same situation where dislike counts as interaction and therefore helps the reach of your video, who gives a fuck? I don't care how many people dislike it. Like the example I just used, if I wanted to make a rage engage video and just say Donald Trump is the greatest president in the history of the United States, well, of course it's going to get, depending on how far it goes, thousands, tens of thousands, millions of dislikes. Of course it is. But as long as those dislikes count for engagement, what do I give a shit? Dislike it. Go ahead. Yeah, everybody says that, Jeremy. Jeremy says, I swear the Dragon Balls in back look like a big pizza. Yeah. That was back when I first opened a P.O. box years ago. That was one of the first things that was sent. And I love those Dragon Balls. But yes, it looks like a pepperoni pizza. You're 100% right. Rex says, since you're an atheist, if you were to believe God exists, what version of God from media would you like it to be? Example, I know some like the Futurama rendition of God. Oof. I don't know. I've never really thought about that, Rex. I can't give you a specific, but I can say I would want it to be a God with a sense of humor. Because if he's up there and he doesn't have a sense of humor, I'm really screwed. I want to be able to explain that. Hey, a lot of that was jokes. Crumb said, I'm trying to remember the details, but we currently thought the universe was 14 billion years old. Now it might actually be a lot younger. Interesting. Ella says, how much does your Goku figure cost? I don't know, my friend. That was also sent to me. That was gifted to us. So I don't know. The Goku figure was. The Pops are something I collected myself. Most of the stuff on there, I shouldn't say most. A good hunk of the stuff on there is stuff that was gifted to us. And, of course, right over in the corner, the Katana sword. It's just off camera range. And then on top, I like to keep anything to do with family and Brax. That right up here, that's an award Braxton won in a singing contest when he was in 4th or 5th grade. And that, you can't really see, that mug is, a mug he made for me when I was a little kid. It's got his pictures on it. That is the card I recently just had made of my grandson. It's a football card that you could have made and put in a slab, like a real card. This is over here, just one of the trophies Brax got playing Little League, and of course right behind that, that's a picture I had done of Brax in Cooperstown, New York, where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. It was like 3. We put him in a Pirates uniform, had a picture taken, and of course that's a baseball card of Brax when he was playing Little League. And then we go down to the other shelves and we get into lots of anime and shit. Yeah, I'm looking at it all backwards. I forget sometimes what I have up there. Chrome says the figure like that was probably between $50 and $100. Was it, Chrome? I figured it was fairly expensive. Yeah, but like I said, that one was gifted to us, so I don't know. Oh, sure. I was just starting to read your Steve. I was starting to read your comment. It disappeared. So basically, everything came into existence in an incredibly short period of time. That's, like I said, that's fascinating stuff to me. They get over my head in a hurry when they start explaining it all, but it fascinates me nonetheless. Jill says, by the way, there's going to be a new Pokemon theme park in Tokyo by early 2026 called Poke Park Kanto. Nice. Ah, cool.
This super big green asked me, wait, Gordon, hold the phone. You're saying a shrimp fried this rice? Is this a bloody joke? You take one pathetic shrimp.
Oh, here we go.
1. Fry it until it's drier than your personality. Throw in some rice because...
Why not?
Why not add another layer of failure? And serve that slop? Get out.
Easy, Gordon. Oh, there it is. Steve says, I agree. The question was just a hypothetical. No, I get you. Studying psychology and criminology, but my main focus is neurology and particle physics. Whoa, nice. Knowledge of the brain is ever changing. We'll get better. Yeah, that's basically what that neurologist said to us too. He said, because obviously technology has advanced already to a stage where technology feeds technology. We're technologically advanced enough that the tech itself can help us take those next steps. But his whole point was just that there's just so much more we don't know than we do. He said there's just
I love getting
endless
roasted
how much
by
we
Gordon.
how much we have to figure out. And nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Jeremy's World says, I just saw a video you did way back in the day, and it was you playing GTA 5, but as a gentleman. Oh, jeez, Jeremy, I think I kind of remember that. Yeah, that was the rub. I was going to, right, wasn't I, like, obeying all the traffic laws? Stopping at all the red lights, and there was a time I could have done that for a little while. Now, again, with my impatience with everything, no, fuck that. People, I'd do that for maybe I could get 25, 30 minutes out of it, and then people would just start dying. I'd have to start shooting everybody. Gabriel says, I'm planning on starting YouTube, and to be honest, I would like to see how many dislikes I get so that I can figure out what went wrong and what I can improve. I think we can, let's say it's not something I concern myself with, so I don't really know, but I think on your own channel you can see your dislikes, can't you? I don't even know. But I think there's a way to see them, I think, on your own channel. Oh yeah, if I hover over it, you can see. Excuse me, sorry guys. Yeah, you'll be able to see them. But what you have to remember too, though, depends on what kind of content you do. I mean, just for your own benefit, when you're factoring all this in, sometimes the majority of the time, you'll get a dislike because people didn't like the video. Sometimes they liked the video, but it was about content that they didn't like. You know, in other words, if you're doing, like, say you're doing a true crime video and you were telling the story of some heinous crime, well, they might have really enjoyed the video, but it's just the way people's minds work. They give it a dislike because they dislike the fact that, you know, a child got murdered in that story or something. Brother, he says there's a study/book that the brain has shifted in a downward spiral because of the advancement of technology. It's why more people nowadays are more sensitive and get offended easily. I think there's some validity to that. I think technology has certainly helped that along with social media is the perfect example. Yeah. I don't think that's incorrect at all. Is that what happened, Jeremy? I can't remember the details. He said you were a gentleman till you left the barbershop and punched some lady in the face. That kind of does sound like me. Ran someone over and punched the dude for no particular reason. Yeah, that that sounds like me. Doc says you get a lot of dislikes. Not typically a ton. I can tell you what the last videos have been. Let's see. All right, on the one I did, not the one I just posted because that just started. That one has 44 likes, 3 dislikes, and then 100% on the one after that. 100%, 100%, 100%, 98.9% likes. The greatest adult jokes and cartoons has 96.7, 58 likes, 2 dislikes. No, we don't get a lot. Now I have one. Trump's name is all over the Epstein. We're talking about Trump being all over the Epstein files. That one is only at 90.4%, 66 likes, 7 dislikes, and that's just what we were talking about. But yeah, as I said, if it was a matter of needing to make money on YouTube, you could come up. I could post 6 videos right now that I guarantee you would do big numbers. All you gotta do is piss people off. You could post a video on why Trump is great. Post a video saying that there's no such thing as trans people. With what's going on right now, post a video saying that the WNBA is dog shit and it shouldn't exist. All these things. You'd get huge numbers on them. Exactly. That's Rosa doesn't exist, right, Chrome? Now, mind you, I'm not saying those are my perspectives. I'm saying that's what you would post videos, what the topic would be of your videos, and it would rage engage, and that's where all the money is. 7 Trump fans trying to cope. Rex says, if you are sucked into an anime world, what would be the crappiest anime world to be in and why? Oh, that's tough. I've seen so many anime, I won't remember all of them. The crappiest anime world to be in? Oh man, I don't. Why cancer is good? Yeah, a lowbrow cartoon banned in several countries. Yeah, stuff like that. Right, you're right. I don't know. I'd really have to think about it. I've seen so many anime now. I'd have to think through to come up with the worst world. Berserk. That's a good. Yeah, that would be a leader. Good call, guys. Doc and Big Green both said Berserk. Yeah, that would have to be right near the top. Too late, you discriminatory pensioner. Yeah, I know, Chrome. But yeah, like I say, there's no secret to how you go big on YouTube. Oh, the book you were talking about is called The Coddling of the American Mind. Yeah, like I say, that's a good. I agree with that conceptually, Brother E. Absolutely. Promise Neverland, that another good one. Yep. Doc says, honestly, most of them. Promise Neverland, yeah, that's another good example. That not a world you would want to exist in. 4 Kids, One Piece land. Because everyone has an accent and it's all censored. Oh, shit. Really, Leslie just got the video game addiction ad again. That's unbelievable to me. That's just incredible. Yeah, Promise Neverland. Right, Jeff. Yeah, Chrome was saying the same thing. That. I should have thought of that one. Yeah, that would not be a fun time. Could Curtis survive a Pokemon journey? Not without punching Boner in the face. And I don't even hate him. He's just annoying with his simping. You would think it's a scam, but who knows, Doc, anymore?
What if I did rage bait by saying everyone smells like poo-poo?
I don't think that would get a lot of engagement.
It might. Well, I don't know how. Nowadays, people are looking for a reason to get upset. Well, what was that chick's name who did the video years ago, Dear Fat People? Remember that? That was like the early days of rage engagement. She was on to something. I mean, the video was, of course, bullshit and everything. But, oh, there we go. Ah, snap. Something went wrong while displaying the webpage. I just lost my studio. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me see. What was that? Brock is the GOAT. At least I don't hate him. I don't want to give the wrong impression. The simping just gets brutal. Nicole Arbor. That was it, Jill. Thank you. Yep. She made that whole Dear Fat People video, and it just blew up because it enraged people. Chrome says, honestly, knowing you're lucky you'd end up in Ore, the Mad Max desert-like region, yikes, one of the Pokemon spin-offs. I'd die there, but man, that'd be a hell of a way to go. I don't want to go like quietly, when it's my time, I don't want to go quietly in my sleep. I want to go in a rage of glory. Yeah, you're right, Doom. Putting a title saying why pineapple pizza is better than pepperoni pizza. You're right. That would enrage enough people in and of itself. Yeah, it's well, you see the same type of things. You can just make videos, compilation videos of protesters getting pushed around by vehicles and stuff. So there's some very obvious and simple paths to success if all you want to do on YouTube is get some views, make some money. Chrome says the main character in that game is genuinely a terrorist. You play a former villain who blew up his old gang. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, she gets fat. She'll make a video with Dear Skinny People. Yeah. And Brother E says the book basically argues that a culture of overprotection and fragile thinking... I would want to end up in Nietzsche-Jew.
Everything would just be wholesome, while my brain is leaking out my ears at everyone being a fucking crazy person.
Crazy person. You're right, though. That was actually well said, yeah. Nietzsche-Joe was... that was so much fun. That was just a fun show. Argues that a culture of overprotection and fragile thinking is harming young people's development and ability to engage in open discourse. I agree. And technology being one of the sources. Yeah. In technology more specifically, again, social media. And unfortunately, as I've said, people go to social media, and if they read a post or a headline they like, they don't bother to question if it's even accurate. They just take it and run with it because they want it to be true. Why pineapple pizza is a war crime against the Geneva Convention. Kyrie Mann says, I've been watching you since 2023, Curtis. You're amazing, but my little brother can't stand you. What's his problem? He says that creepy old man laughs too much. All right. I don't have a choice. I got to fight it. Wait, little brother. Wait a second. Hold on. You might be like 25 and he's 23 and he would kick my ass. He's little enough I can talk shit, right? I could take him? No? Maybe I better just take the abuse. Best anime world is Dragon Ball because you could collect them all and wish for every anime world to be real. Yeah, there you go. Lowbrow cartoon. That's good. Oh, he's 11. I think with 11, I still got a shot. I got a chance. Prison says, have you ever seen an anime called Genocyber? I've seen clips of it, and if you thought Elfen Lied was brutal, Genocyber does things to the human body that will truly disgust and baffle you. Never heard of that one. Yikes. Ooh, Cyberpunk, yeah. Yep. Another good one, Doc. It's a little unsettling how many great examples there are in anime of worlds that you would just not want to live in. Yeah. Lots of them. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I gotta go mow lawn. Again, I don't know what type of grass that is or anything, but I know I gotta cut it. Oh, that's true too. Yeah, you know what? I'll just side with him and say, yeah, I laugh too much and it's annoying. I'm with the kid. That's easier than getting beat up in a fight.
Super Big Green asked me, wait, what? Run that by me again, Gordon. An EGG fried this rice?
An EGG fried this rice?
First, you get a bloody egg, all right? Fry it until it's rubber.
A bloody egg?
Then, you bury it in a mountain of rice. Serve it up bland. Congratulations, you've achieved culinary zero.
Attaboy, Gordon.
Goodbye, everyone.
There he is.
Remember you all in therapy.
Our boy Plankton. Oh, we've had our We'll Be Right Back. We've had Plankton send us off. We're good to go now. And enjoy mowing your lawn. These are always fun, Joe. I love these streams where you just get to sit and chat. That's why, like I said, I wasn't feeling good at all today. Feel better now.
I just love getting roasted.
It's been
a real honor, homie.
And there's our boy. That's been one of the great things in since we started Tangia, though, Big Green. I gotta say, it's entertaining as hell watching Sonic talk and Hal always be in his ear. Hal always standing right behind him to correct him, scold him. I like that. Kyrie, I try and stream. Oh no, today's Friday, right? I might stream tomorrow. Can't stream Sunday, but I might stream tomorrow. If I stream tomorrow, it'll probably be gaming. Yeah, it'll probably be gaming. Typically, my time is Eastern U.S. around 12:30, 12:45. On the weekends, like today, it was later. I didn't get started till a little after 1, but around those times. And I'm hoping to start doing more streams as well, some later in the day, so people from different time zones can
and I will
participate.
Continue to be in his ear.
Yeah, be in my ear, baby.
Oh, yeah. Now that's the proper response, Hal. Ooh. Guys, thanks so much for the great conversation. This was a lot of fun. And whatever we decide to do next, I will talk to you guys real soon.